There's 2 returning starters between them both. That's David Cheatham and Tice Paulson for Point Loma.
I mean, you look at the guys who are gone. Jeremy Dent-Smith, 19 points, being 3rd in the CCAA last year. Adam Afifi, another high-quality player for them, especially on the interior. Alex Garcia, Jordan Hillstock, JT Tant, and then DJ Guest. I mean, that is a slew of players who could start at any program, and they're gone. So you lose a lot of that veteran experience, and you're going to have to rebuild, but you still have those championship aspirations because you have a guy returning and a guy like David Cheatham who was salivating. He was that close to a national title. You know he wants to get back.
Working downhill, Paulson, baseline J. It's good.
They needed that. And Paulson, I think he's going to be the X factor this year for the Sea Lions, especially when you look at what he and his brother did last year. He was kind of playing second fiddle to him, but I'll tell you what, he's a high-quality player, arguably better than his brother. That's saying a lot because the other Paulson was phenomenal last year en route to a first-team all-conference selection.
Runners up. As the ball flings to the corner around the hole. Open look for Paulson, and that one goes.
I'm confused why you would double the post right there on Andrew Nagy. I mean, he's looked a little bit uncomfortable to start the game, you know, with some of his handles on the, you know, just simple catches. And so to double him and allow him to get in a rhythm by throwing the skip pass, and all of a sudden you're on the got-to on the backside, didn't really make sense to me for the Toros defensively.
It's Stevens, and now it's Deontay Boothman.
A man who shot 41% from 3 his last time he played back in 2023, 2024.
Missed all of last year with an injury, as the drive inside from Sanders is a fruitful one.
Coach Downer is really trying to tell his guys to play with more pace and don't let the Toros set their half-court defense.
Down to 7 and 6, and off the window. That's a smooth move on the drive from Jalen Brown.
Don't get lost on that though. Jaden Johnston on the interior. He set a nice little Gortat screen. Sealed him off beautifully and screened the help side defender that would have been there, but fantastic job there. That's one of those that doesn't show up on the box score.
Did well to stand his ground from the corner. Harris, too strong. What a putback.
Judson Lowe getting up with that one. And I think what's more impressive is the ball control. He just stuck it up. Went full Spider-Man. Paul did not leave his fingertips.
We've got to start with the basics if you're Point Loma.
And I think the start of this game is exactly what we're referring to in terms of the basics. Like, they just look all out of sorts. Now they've settled into the ball game. It's only a 3-point game right now as they're shooting 1-1. But at the beginning of the game, just like sloppy turnovers. It did not look like a Coach Downer-led team. And then they're back in rhythm now. Obviously, they had the benefit of the initial scrimmage against Westcliff to kind of shake off the cobwebs. But first time that you're being on the road, different environment, you can be subject to some of those issues at times.
Boston hits it. Yeah, they took down Westcliff, a team who actually beat them last season.
Yeah. Whew.
And then at the big win in mid-October against Long Beach State at the Pyramid, 79-74. Remember, you were telling me about, telling me about it when it happened. So they have done the dirty work in their off season. And they have cut this down to a 1-point game. Dominguez without a field goal in the last 3.5 minutes here. Working on borrowed time and borrowed buckets. 9 of the shot clock. It's Sanders. Down to 6, down to 5. Buys himself a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, Josiah Sanders right there. Toros just moving them back and forth, side to side. All of a sudden, Sanders sees an opportunity to pop the post. Initially lost the handle, but the ability there to just regather, regroup, not panic, and just go a little butt ball and get to the free throw line.
Could be a cramp. Yeah, could be a cramp.
That's something else you got to be aware of first game of the season, but you hope it's nothing serious.
Athletic find and finish here from Matingo.
Said it. Athletic was the operative word right there. Jaden Matinga, a lob threat. Really nice set by Coach Downer. That's one of those ones where you don't have a scout for it first time he's run it. And sure enough, a good find on the back door as well.
Bullet pass from John Solomon, who just checked on. Going to gain some ground against Lynn. There's a help defense from Johnson.
Yeah, not sure about that help side defense. I mean, it's one thing if you're going to commit to the double team like they had been.
That was not a commitment. That
was just, maybe
I'm here.
Yep. But then he was able to just shoot over him, and, you know, lucky that the shot, you know, went in and out. But, I mean, that was a quality look that he got despite the double team.
Wait, so they burned their challenge, and It is maybe not the most dramatic fashion as
I don't care. Jack Wistersill with a beautiful dime on that baseline feed. I know Paulson missed it, but man, what a find.
two-man game as they work it down to the baseline. Kick out, extra feed, Matingo from the corner. Yes!
That's twice now. Wistersill has been a key cog in the offense, getting an open look on the backside.
On the drive for Noble, spins off, catches it off the window.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is good. Terrible possession for Point Loma. Not a recipe for success, but sometimes you just got to throw it up and throw it in and cut it back to a 5-point ball game.
8 on the shot clock. Stevens, kick out, Cheatham, cha-ching.
Can't cheat off Cheatham. That's the one guy you cannot help off of. Everyone else has kind of been asleep at the wheel. James Nobles has his 6 points to follow suit behind those 2, but one of those was a lucky flip shot at the rim, so they've really been out of sorts. They only have 5 assists, Jared. Point Loma, the strength last year for them was their sharing of the wealth. Last year they were a perfect 13-0 when they had 14+ assists. They're off pace on that right now. For Dominguez Hills, they punched first today, and I think that was the key for them to keep the Sea Lions off balance. Yeah, they refound their footing a little bit, but the Toros have been in the driver's seat since punching first. But again, we saw this last year in the neutral site game when they came here against Purdue Northwest. So they really have to hopefully learn from their mistakes and play for a full 40 minutes and not get caught up in what they were doing successful and just resting on their laurels from the first half. Extra reminder there from Coach Downer to Nagy in particular.
Another good pass and the throwdown.
Well, it's a good thing Nagy was paying attention to the play call because it was for him. And anytime you get a chance to live on the rim, you better be aware that your number's being called.
And Boothman, who was on for about 6-7 seconds before he picked up a foul there. Oh, goodness, JJ, no. Oh, no.
Jared, come on now. It's opening night. You couldn't resist.
Oh, goodness.
Getting away from the pun. As you see Nagy line up at the top of the key, triple that rattles him. He's got the hot hand going. I tell you what, I love the substitution there by Coach Becker. That's good coaching. And oftentimes players get discouraged, getting subbed out of the game. And he goes, hey man, this is what you need to fix. Go fix it right now. And he was like, okay, message received. And
Cheatham, that's short.
And Coach Becker just put palms up because he's thinking the same thing I thought. I mean, I guess he maybe thought, well, if Sanders can take it, I can take it. But the thing is, Sanders is in rhythm. Cheatham hasn't hit in a bit.
Harris, greeted by Brown, goes inside, the gap open, and he attacked it.
So Point Loma has said, to heck with all of our complicated sets and twirls and all this other stuff. We're just going to keep everything simple, and they've really dumbed it down, and they're just executing the simple stuff, and they're being rewarded for it.
4 Point Loma have been driving a lot. He's probably going to feast if he can hang around the edge of the arc and catch some easy ones. That's a nice whole board and put back.
The Toros are having, for some reason, a big problem with this baseline OB that Point Loma's running. It's nothing special. It's really basic, but again, it goes back to what we were just talking about a moment ago. Point Loma's just going back to basic actions in their offense.
Looking for a cutter, a slasher, anyone. It's Matingu. And makes him pay again.
Simple split action. Hit the elbow, get to a split. If it's there, cool. If not, we get to dribble handoff. If they ever play that, just backdoor. They're just playing a 3-man game and just leaving the corners alone right now.
Dished in down low to Noble, spins off. And the contest from Johnson again. Maybe this is the second or third time. That help defense just hasn't been much help. Just not finding the right time to commit.
Yes, and it's been out of simple actions as Becker needs to talk this over.
Oh, of their last 4 field goals, the drought extending past 3 minutes. And they find a puncher out of the timeout. It's Cheatham. Brown works his way inside, turns away, tough shot again. And it's Thomas with the rebound.
Good action there out of the timeout by Coach Becker, running an Iverson set into an ISO. They had it was a triple stagger on the backside, actually, and they just wanted to get the ISO for Stevens, but well defended by Point Loma. And they look well on their way to do it now. They need a bucket here, do the Toros.
Driving inside, Stevens He gets it off the window.
The problem is they don't have a guy like Jeremy Dent-Smith to kind of bail him out in these late game situations. Obviously, it was Cheatham, who was the headliner as the returner for this year. You would assume that he's going to be the one down the stretch to take the shots as the foul game has begun.
But frankly, from my perspective, it feels like, I don't want to say only a matter of time, but when you look at how they came out in the second half and the series of mistakes, you just can't afford that against Point Loma. They're going to punish you eventually.
Absolutely, and they punished first. But again, we keep going back to last year. There's a theme for me. Early in the year, Dominguez Hills, I don't want to say they don't value these games, because they certainly do. There's a championship level program, so they value these games. However, I think for them, it is less about them trying to win the game in November as much as it is trying to win the championship come March. So games like this, you're learning a lot about yourselves. Yes, obviously, it's a top 25 matchup. You want to win it, especially when it comes to resume time. And the selection committee, they have to look at your resume. But for right now, I think they have to realize that this is more about them figuring out where are our deficiencies, especially because there's been so much turnover on the roster from a season ago.
Tomorrow here inside the Freed Center, as Point Loma will take on Cal State San Bernardino. They're the first game of the day at 2 p.m. here inside the Freed, and then it's the home team, Vanguard, taking on Cal State Dominguez Hills. That'll be another fun one. Vanguard certainly rode the energy of the crowd here today. I mean, they played really well, but you can feel it. That first game, they just felt smooth. Everything was kind of running for them. Be curious to see how they perform tomorrow with a team, a well-poised Cal State Dominguez Hills team.
The luster of the season opener is gone, especially when you open up at home. You got to figure that that's an extra 8 points for you. And look at what Vanguard won by today, about 9, 11 points. So for me, yes, you're exactly right. They did what they were supposed to do. They rode the energy of the home crowd, but tomorrow's going to be a real test where, okay, now there's film on you. How do you respond?